So I'll go ahead and hit record. I'll go ahead and mute everybody, but please unmute anytime you have a question or need a substitution for something we may be doing. And then I'll go ahead and highlight my screen. Hey, Susanna. Oh, can you hear me? You're muted, Susanna.
Have a great trip. I just wanted to tell you, have a great trip.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Hey, Sarah. Oh, good. You got the sign-in situation going
Yes,
on. That's
I do.
great.
Thank you
Yay.
so
Welcome.
much.
Of course. All right, so I'll go ahead and you can mute if you want, Sarah, or I can mute you just so you don't have to hear. We don't hear you, you don't hear me, or well, you hear me, but you don't hear, the barking dog in Susanna's backyard or whatever. She doesn't
I
have a
wouldn't
dog.
mind
I know
that.
that.
You don't hear the cat. So,
We
okay.
don't hear the cat purring, which is kind of sad.
I
Hi,
know.
Ellen. All right, very good. Here we go.
Hello.
Hi, Ellen. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Nice to have you. We're going to start lying down. Won't be too much of a surprise. And I'll go ahead and mute everybody and we'll get started. Okay. All right. So, welcome everyone. Starting on your back, bend your knees, flatten your feet, and bring your feet to the outer edges of your mat. And yeah, yeah, okay. Starting on your back, bend your knees, walk your feet to the outer edges of your mat, and rock up onto your heels. The idea here is that your toes are lifted, your heels are digging into the mat. Then extend your arms comfortably right and left in any shape that works for you for stability. And slowly, these are very slow, mindful windshield wipers where you let your knees soften to the right. You come back through the center line of your body and press your lumbar spine flat and slowly dip your knees off to the left. As you do these windshield wipers, you may find that it's an evolving shape where at first your knees don't feel comfortable going very far. And after a little while, you might find that your knees dip a little deeper over. Notice whether it feels comfortable or not for you to roll onto your outer hip. For example, as your knees go to the right, maybe you roll up onto your right hip. As your knees go left, same thing, roll up onto your left hip. If you're not dealing with dizziness, you might turn your chin in the opposite direction to where your knees are going. Notice your breathing now and see if you can link your breathing to your movement. Whether you breathe in through the middle and out to the side, or the opposite is fine, but the movement is linked. So you inhale one place, exhale the other. Inhale back again, exhale, in sync with the movement of your legs, your hips, your trunk. Two more times, nice and slowly. You might even feel a little fatigue building in your shin area, your calves and shins, your feet, even because of pulling your toes up to your knees. And so, of course, you can relax that, but keep it going. If you're okay, it's just a little fatiguing, but not stressful or sharp joint pain inducing. Now, gently and slowly come on back to the center and draw your knees to your chest. Now, you can draw your knees using your arms and hands or not. I like to actually work to engage my hip flexors by not reaching for my legs. But of course, you can grab with one or both arms to give your back and hip flexors a little more release. As you rock from side to side, flex your toes still up to your knees. Kick your heels down to the foot of your mat, but your knees are hugged up into your chest. So this is a gentle rocking and rolling from right to left still. But keep your shoulder blades completely grounded. Now, notice if you have enough height under the back of your head so that as you test this movement out very gingerly, that you may assess whether you need to add a little more height or change the shape of the blanket under your neck. First action is to stretch your arms down the long side of your body or at an angle that works for you. And then slowly lower your left toes any amount toward the mat without letting your back rise up off the mat at all. Your pelvis remains fixed. Then pull your left knee back in as close as it will come. using your hip flexors ideally, but always adding support from your arms and hands as needed. Then do your right toes. So these are slow motion toe taps where you get to tune into whether you start to feel some tension, some sort of a choleric feeling in your throat, right? Can you soften your chin, maybe even turn your head from side to side if you're not dealing with a feeling of vertigo? And as you alternately tap one set of toes down onto the mat in front of your hips towards the foot of your mat, you might discover that you need more intensity. And if so, reach your foot further away from your head, then perhaps tap your heel instead of your toes. Pulling each time, pull your knee back up into your chest and then kick your opposite leg to the point of a toe or heel tap, but always keeping your lumbar spine completely flat, not letting any space creep under your low back. If it's still too easy for you, you can bicycle with long strokes. So, for example, you can reach your right leg long to hover as you pull your left knee in and up, and vice versa. Push your left leg long to hover and your right knee in. So, that's an uptick in intensity and a requirement, a much more exigent requirement for your abdominal muscles to really work. And of course, you can choose the angle at which you kick your leg. So maybe your leg kicks up at about 45, 72, or even 90 as your other leg stays put. That's it, Boyd. Really good. Keeping your low back flat the whole time. Yes, and bicycling if that feels comfortable, but I adjure you to bicycle slowly, as if you're bicycling in molasses. Yes, Joanne, that's it. And then if you're bicycling, bicycle backwards. Yeah, nice and slowly, maintaining the pressure of your low back. Yes, Lisa, good. That's it, Kim. That's it, Laura B. Good. That's it, Carolyn. Breathing. Remember that thing called breathing? You can take small sips of air if it feels hard to breathe. Take smaller sips of air. Tara, good. That's it. There you go, Laura W. Nice. Slow it down even more. The faster you go, the easier it is. That's it, John. And when you think, oh, I'm so done, bring your legs into your chest. Option to hold your arms around your legs in any way that serves you and rock from side to side. Okay, now here's where we get to roll to the side. Come on up to sit and find your bolster or your stack of towels if you're at home, your stack of couch cushions. But the idea is to have a place where you can put your feet in what we call supta, supine, baddha, bound, kona angle. So the position of your legs can be this. For some of us, it will be like this, right? So you'll either have your knees drop out or in, but we get to lie down while we're doing this. So it looks like this. You're on your back, you have your comfortable support under your head and neck. So your neck feels neutral and your muscles around your neck and shoulders feel as relaxed as they can be. And then you take the soles of your feet together, rest your feet up on the bolster, and drop your knees out. Now, for me, if I let my knees just drop out under the weight of gravity and the weight of my legs, it's too much for my inner thigh, inner groin. I don't like it. So instead, I use the muscles of my inner thigh and inner groin to lift my knees up until the stretch sensation is appropriate, not overblown. So I've got a little muscle action going in my inner thigh and inner groin muscles because that's where my knees need to be lifted. I need to engage those muscles. Once again, just as in the previous movement, press your low back flat as a pancake. Your pelvis is therefore in what we call posterior tilt, which means that your frontal hip points are rocking back and down. Your belly button is crawling up towards your nose, and your tailbone, even though your hips are fully grounded, the tip of your tailbone is curling up to the sky, like those beautiful Persian slippers where the toes curl up, right? But your back is flat, not lifting your hips. Now, in this position, you can stay right here because this is work, or you can take one or both hands behind the back of your skull and tent your fingers around the back of your ear, but not interlace them, and gaze at the ceiling. In this position, as you press your low back flat for laughs, you can try lifting your shoulder blades up, gazing at the ceiling, and lowering all the way back down to relax. And then you can exhale up and inhale down. This is not a sit up. This is a shoulder blade lift where you're gazing at the ceiling, preferably a little bit behind you. Now, to alleviate neck strain, I dig my 10 fingerprints deeply into the skin of my head, my neck, and that pressure of my fingers against my skull reminds me that my head is falling back rather than my hands pulling my chin to my chest and lifting me up. My head is falling back into my hands as I lift and lower. Notice how little you need to try to lift up. It's such a small lift that you really might feel like you're not lifting much at all. And that's okay. You're still using so much abdominal strength in your, especially your upper rectus abdominis, your six pack, right? I will never have a six pack, but I know where it's supposed to be. And your upper rectus abdominis is really where this one comes into play. We don't typically use these upper rectus abdominis muscles as much as our lower. So that's part of the deal. That's it, Lisa. Really keep your low back flat. And what we're trying to do is just lift your head up, not your torso, but float your shoulders off the mat. There you go. And lift your head as well. So your head actually comes off the mat. There you go. And no problem if you want to keep your low back flat, 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 keep it pressing down. All right. Now slowly bring your knees together and rock side to side. Really good. Place your bolster off to the side so it's no longer in your way. Bend both knees, flatten your left foot, and now circle your right knee around. Your shoulders are grounded, your right knee is circling. And if you wish to hold on to your leg with either arm, that's great. You can hold your knee or your thigh and circumnavigate this movement with a small knee circle. If you prefer a bigger, wider circle, you can also add a rotation of your trunk from side to side, which means you're twisting yet again. But the goal here is to keep your low back pressing down into the mat so that you're rounding your low back flat and down, kind of curving your low back into the mat. That's it. There you go, Karin. That's good, Lisa. Yeah, exactly, Shelley. You circle, circle, circle. There you go, Boyd. Lori, beautiful. Yeah, Naomi. Now, if you wish for your leg to straighten for any part of that circle, switch your direction and then see as you're circling in the other way whether it feels good to kick your heel up and out for any part of the circle. And it even could be really for the whole circle. I tend to like to bend my knee as my knee comes back up into my chest, and then I kick it up and open and circle. So you can bend and straighten your knee willy-nilly as you wish. This is where we start to go da 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 da. I promise I won't continue that. And then go the other way one more time. So we're going back to the first circle direction just to round it out. A little coda. And then lower your right foot flat and pause for a minute and just breathe. Notice sensation. Big breathing in and out. Then bring your left knee in and begin to circle your left knee, either holding onto your leg in any way that serves you or not. You may notice that it's kind of nice to rock from side to side. You may prefer to stay quiet, not rocking, simply moving your leg. Switch the circle direction. Is it just me or is there music playing? And then switch it up and go the other way one more time with or without leg extensions. I'm here for it. Music, really cool music emanating from Dunkin' Donuts. Who knew? Love it. Is it here? Oh, maybe it's my phone. Oh, he left that on? Amazing. I'm guessing maybe not. Uh, I love it. Oh, yeah, it is. And some tabla. Very cool. All right. Ah, that's awesome. It was so quiet, he didn't realize. Rotating that leg. When you're even, stretch your legs long down your mat. Reach your arms by your ears and kick long through your heels, your fingers. Reach, 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 reach. Big long, reach, reach, reach. Big breath in. You can even touch the wall behind you if you're near it. Reach, reach, reach. One more breath. Get even taller and longer. And exhale, release, and come back to the center. Awesome. So, where we're going from here is to bend your knees and slowly come on up to sit so we can rest on our front body. And the idea here for what I love to recommend is a rolled up blanket under the tops of your feet. So, for some of us, if you lie on your front body, you don't need anything under your feet, you're comfortable. But if you like, blanket can go under the tops, the shoelace sides of your feet, like so. You see here? So now the arches of my feet are pointing up to the sky. The tops of my feet are resting on a support, which means there's less cramping in my insteps and also less pressure on my toe joints, which for some of us, if you have a bit of arthritis, it can actually be quite uncomfortable. So if you don't need the blanket or want it, please drop it aside, compost it, let it go. But otherwise, drape your feet over a blanket. And I love to have a blanket under my chest and hips. So blanketing needs to be not just under your belly and your legs, but also under your chest. If you wish to stack one or both hands under your forehead, that's great. But you can also rest one of your temples on the mat so that your head is turned either right or left. And of course, if you do have your head resting on one side, you'll want to just gently switch it out after a few breaths or however long you like. Now, I also will put my forehead down and tuck my chin so that now, with my arms down by the side of my body, I can squeeze my glutes. So, squeeze your buttock muscles, press your tailbone deep into the blanket, and straighten your knees with your feet grounded. From here, pull your belly button up to your spine. And remember your upper rectus abdominis. Try to bring your low ribs together and maybe even lift them a little bit off the mat. Then for Shalabhasana, reach just your left leg so far back that you can lengthen and lift it off the mat. Dig your hip point down as you lift your left leg. Your frontal hip bone, your ASIS, anterior superior iliac spine, presses down. That's your hip point as you lift your left leg. Then lower your left leg. Take a big breath in. Exhale, squeeze your buttock muscles, press your pubic bone down, pull your belly button up, and reach your right leg so far back that you lift it, but ground through the front of your hip as best you can. It's so tempting to lift your hip up as well as your leg. Try to keep both hips grounded. Lift your right leg one more breath high and exhale, lower it down. Please feel free to change the position of your head at any point and to put your hands back under your forehead or one hand. You can also fold a blanket under your forehead. So that's kind of nice for some of us. Let's repeat that. Squeeze your glutes, press your pubic bone down, reach your left leg long, and now flex your left foot. So create a 90-90 here, which means you bend your knee to 90 degrees. You flex your foot fully to about 90. And in this position, squeeze your abdominals up, press your pubic bone down, and kick your left foot any amount to the sky. Then bring your left thigh back onto the mat. Keep the squeeze of your glutes, the engagement of your abdominals, and kick your left foot high and lower down. Now, for some, you won't feel your left leg leave the blanket. It won't lift all the way off the mat. That's okay. But if you wish for more leverage to try to get it to go up, bring your arms down beside your outer legs and push down with your fists or your arms. Yeah. Or even one arm works, other arm works. You don't have to do both, but leverage can be had by using your upper body here as you kick the ceiling two more times. It's a donkey kick situation where you're pressing your foot up. You try not to lift your hip. Good question, Carol. Exactly. You try not to lift your hip, and it will lift without you wanting it to. But your feet are flexed, your knees are bent, and you're kicking the ceiling. That's it, Joanne. Keep your left leg bent as you do this, or your right leg bent, excuse me. Yeah. And now we'll switch sides. Yes. Second side, whichever leg you were doing, Do the other. Bend your, I think it's your right knee now. Good. Press your tailbone down. Squeeze your abdominals in and up. Yes, Lisa. Good. That's it, Corin. Exactly. Straight up. That's it, Ann. Yes, there you go, Laura. Try to point the sole of your foot straight up to the ceiling, which usually means a slightly sharper knee bend than you're aware of. Yes, nice corrections. Gorgeous. Are you grinding your molars? Are you tensing your neck? Could you push down with your arms or hands in a position that feels helpful? Maybe not, because for some, floating your arms and hands up actually helps. One more time or two. We did this forever on the first side. Nice, Boyd. Yes. When you feel like you're even, I think we need a few more, just saying. Then rest. Now, gently bend both knees and in slow motion, not sloppy, but slow, rotate your legs and feet from side to side in windshield wiper mode. This means that you're not just dropping over. It means that you're controlling the side to side movement of your legs in a way that means you're a little more attuned to what's happening in your thighs, your hips, and your back. Yes, and then you can let it go and windshield wiper rapidly because that's interesting and kind of pleasant for some of us to use momentum and then go back to the non-momentum version and really tune into where your thigh bones are, where your knees are. Laura, you doing okay with this one? Okay. And where your hips are. All right. And then come on out. Now, please roll to this side and come on up for a moment so I can show you this one. I know it's kind of um onerous to have to come all the way up, but we need a strap loop for this one. And so coming on up means you can make your strap loop. If you happen to have a pre-made loop in your strap, you get a yoga bonus for the day. It's like the golden ticket for Charlie Bucket, right? Was Charlie's last name? Is it Bucket? Bucket. Charlie Bucket, golden ticket, golden wrapper, right? Oh my gosh, I so loved that when I was a kid. We tried showing that version to my kids when they were young. No, no, no. The old version, no, they wouldn't have it. It was too slow, too lugubrious. They were like, ugh. And then you get the new one and they're like, yeah, 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 yeah. They liked what was that thing, the pandas on an island? Everything's that's what they like, the animation with yeah, absolutely. Here's what I'm looking for is to have a strap loop around your feet, and I will come around and help you because sometimes the whole thing about getting this stupid strap to be around your feet all the way down there at the foot of your mat feels impossible. So I'll run around and help you. As you come into your prone position, the idea is to use your arms and hands and your props to support your neck in your favorite way. And this time, squeezing your glutes, press your pubic bone down, straighten your knees. You might stay right here. You don't need to go anywhere except push out into your straps. You'll feel your outer hips and outer thighs engage. If you wish to lift your legs any amount you can, this first version is with straight legs. Maybe your thighs will leave the mat, but don't worry if they don't. And obviously, your hips stay grounded in this version, right? It's impossible not to. So find your way onto your front body, and I'll run around and help with straps because, first of all, making a loop is a pain in the rear. Second of all, getting the loop around your feet is a pain. And sometimes we need the strap loop to be a little bigger or a little smaller. Perfectly. So you got a nice loop going on here. Yeah, there you go. That's it. We'll just make it a teeny bit smaller for you so you have a little more space or a little less space. Okay, give that a try. If you press out, does that feel okay? Excellent. Good. All right. Yes, nicely. That's it, Karen. Good. Anybody need help with the strap? Looks good. If your strap is too big, raise your hand, holler, and I'll come over. If your strap is too small, raise your hand, holler, I'll come over. I'm so sorry I can't do that for you guys on the computer. That sucks. All right. Now, squeeze your glutes, press your pubic bone down, straighten your knees, and only lift your legs in the context of straight knees. For some of us, it's actually going to be weirdly helpful to lift your shoulders too. So if you lift your shoulders, float your arms by you. Try not to use your hands on the mat to lift your upper body. But as you lift and lower both legs at the same time, push out into your strap. Ah, that's it. So what we do here, John, is we take this strap and move it to bring this down here. There you go. And now push out, out, out. That's the idea. So as you press out into your strap, feel maybe a little bit more in your outer hips, outer thighs. Yes, that's what we're looking for. That's it, Michael. Press out into your strap. Can I make it a teeny bit bigger for you, Carol? Let's do that and see if that changes the vibe for you. Okay, give that a try. There you go. A little bit easier. Yeah. If your feet are so close, it can be a little challenging. You might widen your feet if you're finding it to be constraining and almost claustrophobia inducing. Yeah, beautiful. Lengthen your strap. Push your strap right to left. Squeeze your abdominals and lift and lower your legs at your comfortable pace, which might be you might be done right now, and that's great. If you have a couple more in you, great. You do not need to lift your upper body if that's not for you today. But if lifting your upper body actually helps you lift your legs, there's a synergy in your back line that can be utilized here. For some of us, that can be helpful. Yes, that's it, Shelley. Tuck your chin for me, Shelley, just a titch. Yeah, beautiful, Tara. That's it, Lisa. Good. Not overworking, right? Most of the work is in your glutes and your abdominals, not in just your legs or your upper body. Beautiful. When you're done, float down, keep your strap, and bend your knees to 90 degrees. And then slow windshield wipers. Hit a little tricky to keep your strap on your feet, but as you push out into your strap while you're windshield wipering, that changes a little in a subtle way what's going on in your legs and in your hips. Of course, if it feels bad, you kick your strap off and forget about it. Couple more strap-laden windshield wipers. All right. And then we'll slowly release your strap all the way down, kick your feet out. Now, I actually love to do this. I like to do a pound of the floor, pound of the mat with the tops of my feet. And especially if you have a blanket, it's a little more comfy. But you can pound the mat. That's fine too. Kick, 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 kick. Feel your calves. Try to squeeze your glutes at the same time. Not that easy, right? Try to press your pubic bone down as you kick. That's actually really tricky, isn't it? Kick, 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 kick. And then relax and just swish your hips side to side. Relax your legs, relax everything, and swish your bones from side to side. All right, very good. And then we'll very slowly roll to the side. Come on up and find our way to what I'd like to do is a position where you're on your knees. But let me know. Anybody find that standing like this on their knees not good? Don't know yet? Metza metza? Okay. Yeah. So in this position, what I'm thinking, if it works for people, if not, we'll swerve. What I'm hoping and thinking is that perhaps with enough padding under your knees and shins, and especially also rolling something under the tops of your feet if you need it, if we can stand here, great. If not, we can stand on our feet. So I'll show you the knee version and then I'll show you the foot version. I do love a block between my upper thigh bones and any amount of curve under the tops of my feet. So you can see me here. It's kind of nice to put a blanket rolled up a little bit under your shoelace sides of your feet, squeezing a block, standing tall on your knees. Of course, if it feels bad on your knees, sometimes that kind of pressure on your knees is not good. And then you're invited to stand. Okay. Knee or doing knee standing or okay? Awesome. Love it. Okay. The primary structural alignment of this pose is to try to create a straight line from the fronts of your knees up through your thighs, through your hips, and right up to your shoulders. So you're stacking your head, your shoulders, your hips, and your knees in one straight line instead of jutting your hips back or chest forward or even hips forward and squeezing your blocks. We were just pushing a strap. Now we're squeezing a block. And then from here, we roll your shoulders while you're down below your waist. It's like iron clad, right? Above your waist, la di da. Roll shoulders forward, up and back and down, and really tune into where your shoulder blades are. I love the Portuguese for shoulder blades is omoplatas. Omoplatas. As omoplatas rodeiam. So roll your shoulder blades away from each other and then squeeze them back together. Slide. So when your shoulders come forward in a hunch, that's retraction or protraction. You're sliding your shoulders away from each other, shoulder blades. And when your shoulders pinch behind you, that's retraction. Protraction, retraction. The movement of your shoulder blades within the soft tissues that hug them to your ribs, those are all muscles and tendons. There's no bony junctions for your shoulder blades. Moving your shoulder blades in this way can help with adhesions, little tiny places where your soft tissues get stuck together. And by making them move, you can decrease those adhesions. All right, now bring your arms down to the sides of your body and scoop your belly back, tuck your tailbone forward. You can place one or both hands on your low back. I tend to put the backs of my hands on my low back, but you might put the fronts of your hands. It depends on how your wrists and elbows are feeling. For some, it actually feels good. You get a little more leverage if you place your palms on your low back. For others, again, because of wrist and elbow reasons, you might just place the back of your hand. And if you're just doing one hand, you find that in the middle of your low back. If you're doing two hands, make it symmetrical. Now squeeze your glutes, tuck your tailbone forward, lift your chest, and pinch your shoulder blades. Retract your shoulder blades together, but don't lean back. Tuck your tailbone further forward, flatten out your low back, lift your sternum, and trace your eyes any amount upwards and forwards, not leaning back. Pull your shoulder blades together, broaden your chest. And now squeeze your glutes and release your arms down to reach in the direction of your feet, but don't lean back. Lift your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lift your chest more, let your chin tuck right now. Squeeze your block, tuck your tailbone forward, pinch your shoulder blades together, lift your ribs up to the sky. Now you're in an upper back bend, but your hips are tucking forward. Squeeze your glutes one more time. Big breath in. And exhale, slowly rise and slowly sink. Now, for me to sink my buttocks to my heels, I like to take that block, put it under my buttocks, and have it on top of my heels. Oh, now I can sit so much more comfortably. If you easily sit on your knee, on your heels, then you don't need that block. But I actually love to have the block there, or a bolster or a blanket. Nice. Okay, now one more time. So that was camel pose. How does everybody's back feel so far? Okay, this is not a back bend. Camel pose is taught as grab your heels and bend back. No, camel pose is remember the shoulder rolls, remember the retraction, protraction, where it's all about retraction. Your shoulder heads move behind you, your chest moves up. So eventually, you want to be able to put the cocktail tray on your sternum. This moves up. Notice my buttocks are tucking forward, tailbone forward, pubic bone forward, up to go back. Sternum up, squeeze your shoulder blades. I'm not reaching for my feet. I don't care whether my hands touch my feet or not, but it's lift, 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 lift. That's it. It's not a back bend. Can we try it one more time? Yeah. Take it away. Yes, it is a movement that counters the back bend. Squeezing your block makes it harder for you to bend deep into your lumbar spine. But sometimes squeezing the block just means you don't feel like you can do the pose at all. So if it's not working for you, take it away, but maintain the posterior tilt of your pelvis. And that goes for anybody for whom the block isn't working. We'll start standing on your knees with or without your block And you can even put one hand on your back as you flatten out your low back. Then you can put your hand on your belly and see, oh, yeah, now my belly pulls back, my back pulls back. So I'm flattening my lumbar curve. Then you lift and pull your shoulder blades together. Press your pubic bone forward, lift your chest, let your chin soften down. You can look up for some. That's actually nice. For many, that's too much on your neck. So keep squeezing your buttock muscles so strongly, pubic bone forward, chest lifting, shoulder blades squeezing. Yes, does that feel a little bit better, Naomi? And if it works for you, can reach your arms behind you in a kind of an airplane flying cloak position, and your upper arm bones really lead that. So your shoulders pull back and your arms flow from your shoulders. Yeah. Breathing, lifting, lengthening, and then slowly come on out. All right. And come back to sit either on your block or your heels and pause for just a moment. Camel pose can be a lot. So I don't like to charge out of it with rapidity. Is that a word? Okay. All right. And then we'll find our way up to standing, believe it or not. So where I'd like to meet you is in a wide-legged forward fold with two blocks tall in front of you. This is a way to do a downward dog where there's no weight on your arms or a calibrated amount of weight on your arms. Face the long edge of your mat. So if you're on the right-hand side, face into the computer here and facing the computer here. And Lisa and Karen, you can face either way. If you're irritated with me, you can turn around, or if you want to see me, you can stay facing me. So you'll just want to turn to me there, Lisa, and pop your blocks in the middle of your mat. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. So if you can turn sideways so that you see the full length of your mat in front of you, that can be helpful because we want your feet to be able to go wide and be very stable. With your hands on your hips or your arms resting down to your sides, turn all 10 toes straight forward. For many people, if you parallel the outer edges of your feet to the short edges of your mat, you'll feel like you're slightly pigeon toeing, and that's appropriate here. So a slight pigeon toe can actually be really helpful for stability and hip alignment. Now, in this position, draw your belly in and up, squeeze your buttock muscles to tuck your tailbone slightly forward, and lift your shoulders up, up, up above your hips. Okay, from this standing position, we'll be bending at your hip creases, but before we do that, ground your feet. Look to your right foot, spread and open your right toes rightward. Look to your left foot, spread and open your left toes leftward. Notice if you can balance out the weight, inner heel and outer heel, big toes, baby toes. Beautiful. So your toes and soles of your feet are just as important as your palms and fingers of your hands. Now, breathing, reach your arms up any amount, reaching, palms face each other, and then rainbow your arms all the way back down. Now, with your shoulder blades squeezing together, lengthen your hands behind you, squeeze your shoulder blades together, open your chest, and then hug your belly in and up and bump your hips back as you lean forward from your hip creases, and then take one or both hands onto your blocks lightly. Notice now as you push your hips back behind your heels, there's less work in your legs. But if you want more intensity, you can bring the weight further into the balls and toes of your feet and take a moment here to rock front to back a little bit. See where it feels best for you to place your hips, whether they are right between your heels and straight up or shifting backwards a little bit to help support your back. Notice now whether it helps to bend your knees or straighten them. Especially if you're dealing with knee sensitivity, it can be quite different whether you're comfortable with your knees straight or bent. And now, finally, if you wish, you can take your blocks and either reach both the tall tower forward, forward. You don't have to do the sound effects, but the idea is that you bend your knees, pull your hips back, reach through your armpits and lengthen your spine any amount. Notice we're trying not to put undue pressure on your blocks. For some of us, it's actually better to put your hands or hands on blocks down under your shoulders for your flat back. And finally, if you wish for the downward dog option, you can take one or both hands on blocks and lengthen one or both arms forward. So I kind of like to do one at a time
because that can give me a different measure of observation of that one side, and then switch it up. And finally, if you wish for both, that's awesome. Your practice. Now notice whether you can lighten up on your heels any amount, even if your hips are slightly behind you. Hug your belly in and up. Use your core muscles to lengthen your spine, and then try to pull your sticky mat from left to right by pushing your feet down into the mat and spreading the mat right to left, like you're pushing the pizza dough out to the edges of the pan. Your heels are only slightly lifted. Yeah. And then ground your heels when you're ready. Now, notice if you have a lot of weight in your arms, it might be nice for you to pull your blocks back under your shoulders a little more so that you can ground your feet. Yeah. And slowly coming up whenever you need to. Yeah. Coming up with a flat back. That's it. And long spine. Beautiful, Laura. Yeah, that's it, Tara. And slowly come on up, draw your belly in and up, and then toe heel your feet together. Prasarita Padottanasana or Dandayamana Vipattapada Paschimottanasana. That's another, that's all. Yeah, right? And backwards, oh gosh. No. I, yeah, yes. So feel free to join me in this if you wish. The idea on the final pose is that you have your feet wide. Your buttocks may or may not be behind your heels, okay, depending on what's going on with your back. Then, if you wish, you can reach your blocks forward, even as you draw your hips back and lengthen through your knees. So eventually, it can be a downward dog with so little weight in your hands that you can lift one or both easily, or have one hand down, the other hand down. The idea is that really the bulwark of the pose is in your lower body, your legs, and the upper part of your body can lengthen forward, but without undue pressure on your hands and shoulders. That's the concept. Okay. All right. You're welcome. And now find your way to standing for some standing pose work, where we'll face is the same way on your mat. And just remove any blanketing in case you have blankets that might get under your feet. Just want to make sure we don't have any issues with that. Bring your legs and feet together for Tadasana mountain pose. Iyengar says there's 1,000 Tadasanas in every pose. And for these standing poses, we will keep your spine like this, meaning that instead of bending, curving forward, curving back, twisting, or even bending side to side, your torso, your upper torso will remain aligned, even on both sides. Step your feet nice and wide. And once your feet are stepped comfortably wide, see if you have a little more wide in you. So I often step my feet to one width and then toe heel my feet a little wider. If you feel any discomfort in your ankles and feet when you do that, come back into the narrower width so you're not stressing out your ankles and feet. Now lift all 10 toes up. Spread your toes. Yes. Now, notice if you let go of your core muscles, draw your belly in and up, and a little bit squeeze your glutes. Yeah. Now, put your big toes down and lift your other 8 toes up. And this, I do this with my fingers because this helps me lift my 8 toes up. Your big toes press down, your other 8 toes lift, and spread your other 8 toes wide. And look down at your feet and see what's happening. It's not always what you think. Right? And then lift all 10 toes up and try to put your baby toes down. I find this to be really hard. My fourth toe really wants to join my baby toe. Yep. And then lift all 10 toes up. And now spread all 10 of your toes as widely apart as you can, as wide apart as you can, and lay your toes down. Now, hands on your hips, squeeze your glutes, belly in and up. Lift your right heel up and put it back down. Lift your left heel up and put it back down. Okay, so now we've become familiar with the space underneath your feet. Keep that familiarity, keep that grounding. We'll start by turning your right toes out 90 degrees. Bend your right knee, rotate your right toes directly to the short edge of your mat, and then look back at your left foot and see if you can push your left heel out to turn your left leg in. So it's an internal rotation of your back leg. Now put your right hand on your inner right thigh or knee. My arms are short, so I get to about mid-thigh typically. Push your knee towards your right baby toe and stand up tall. Now maintain the pressure on your knee or inner thigh as you bend and straighten your right leg, maybe completely, maybe not all the way. If your right knee bends way out over your toes, that's your invitation to move your right foot further away from your left so that you can stack your right knee directly over your right ankle and hold there. So your right knee stacked over your ankle. Look back at your left leg and see if you might straighten your left knee more, perhaps. Spread your toes. Now stand up really tall through your spine and take your left arm and bring it left hand over your left foot. Open your chest to allow your collarbone to be parallel to the long edge of your mat. Then bring your right arm up and out to the right, making any modifications you need to make. Look right and see that your arm is reaching right out over your right foot. Look left, see that your left hand is directly above your left ankle. That's it, Joanne, exactly. It's a twist. Your hips are turning to the right, your torso, your shoulders are turning to the left. Yeah, so I lied. It is a twist. And then gaze straight out in the direction roughly that your belly button is facing. Well, that's kind of a little bit to the right. So gaze straight out to the middle of the long edge of your mat. Yes, open your chest. Draw both shoulder blades down your back. Check your back arm, see if it's fallen below your shoulder. For most of us, that back arm falls. Nice, Michael. Look right again. Yeah, beautiful. That's it, Karen. Beautiful straight left knee. That's it, Laura. Even a little more straightness in your left knee, unless it bothers you. Yes, and then stand up tall, reach your arms up above. Big breath in. Straighten your right leg. And sweep your arms down, hands to your hips, and turn your right toes in all the way. So internally rotate your right leg, externally rotate your left leg. The primary movement, bless you, in your upper body. So as you bend your left knee here a few times, straighten. What we're looking for, if you bring your hands onto your collarbone, one or both hands onto your collarbone, the movement of your upper body is not because of your arms, it's because of where you rotate your spine like this. So now rotate your chest to the left so that you can bring your left hand to your inner left knee, if that works for you. You can always imagine it, right? Your knee goes over your baby toe, keeping awareness of where your chest is, with or without your hand on the top of your chest near your collarbone. Bend and straighten your left knee and then ground your left knee right over your ankle. Stand up really tall. And then, if you wish, bring both hands back to your chest. Stand up really tall. Now look right and see if you can straighten your right knee more. Spread all 10 of your toes. Use your hands to turn your collarbone to the right, but not your hips. Turn your collarbone to face the long edge of your mat. So if you look right down in front of your chest, you'll see the long edge of your mat. Then take your right arm out to the right, bringing your right shoulder blade deeper in towards your spine. Then take your left arm out to the left. Looking right and left can teach you about what your shoulders are doing. We want your collarbone to be parallel to the mat in front of you. Beautiful. These are gorgeous. Option to bend your left knee more. Really nice arms there, Lisa. That's it, Ann. Opening up to the massage, left arm goes behind you towards Dunkin' Donuts a little more. That's it, Ann. And then look right and look left. See where your arms are. Beautiful, Carolyn. And now we'll finally come on up. Reach your arms up high. Straighten your left leg. And out you come. Toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel. Your feet and legs together. Shake, shake, shake. Okay, for Utthita, Parsva, Konasana, with a slight change, extended side angle is often done where you put your elbow on your thigh, you reach your arm up and over, and most of us go like this. It becomes a side bend. It becomes a but extended side angle is a Tadasana pose. So when you lean over in this pose, your trunk leans over all of a piece. The hip crease of their bent leg is the hinge, and your torso is up and over. So if you're not stressed out by the idea, you can take your arms up flamenco style. And as you lean out, I'll talk you through this, over your leg, we start high and lean only so much as you feel like you're well, stable, and comfortable. If you go too far, it's stressful, come back up. So the idea is you reach up, 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 and over like a volleyball player. I really sucked at volleyball, but you're reaching, reaching, reaching. Your gaze can be down and open your chest. And this is your extended side angle. And then you come all the way back up. Do the other side. Exactly, Boyd. So the idea is we'll start vertically And then we'll tilt any amount from your hip crease. So this will be a up and slightly over, not a curvy down, land on your thigh situation. Okay? All right, so let's bring our hands to our hips. Come to the middle of your mat. Squeeze your glutes to lengthen your low back. So squeezing your buttock muscles can help you slightly curl your tailbone forward. Bring your frontal hip points up and back and draw your belly in and up. So engage your core muscles best you can. Then step your feet nice and wide, just like before for Warrior Two, Virabhadrasana 2. Okay. All right. We'll go to the right first. So turn your right toes out 90 degrees, bending your knee. And then kick your left heel back so you turn your left leg in. So you're pigeon toeing your left leg. Lift and spread all 10 toes. Yes. Now bend your right knee and guide your right kneecap towards your right baby toe. And then stand up really tall. Take your hands onto your chest if you like. And open your chest to the long edge of your mat, just like we did in Warrior Two. From here, one or both arms all the way up with your palms facing each other at any distance. Depending on what's going on with your shoulders and your back, you might need your arms to be further apart or closer together. Grow tall as you press into your right heel and then tilt to the right and pull your right hip underneath your body. Look down and see that your ribs are moving out over your right thigh. Then look to your left elbow and see if you can move your left armpit back to open your chest. Then you can gaze straight forward or down as you lengthen up through your arms. Yes, gorgeous, breathing, nice action, long spine. This is definitely building bone density. John, that is awesome, beautiful, Michael. Joanne, awesome. Yes, Carol, very nice. Draw your belly in and up. That's it, Lori. Nice, gorgeous, Karen. Yes, all right. And inhale, come all the way up, nice, and bring your arms down. Woo, toe heel, toe heel, toe heel. So that's actually what Utthita Parsva Konasana extended side angle is supposed to feel like. Even if you put your elbow on your thigh, it's not supposed to be, it's actually, right, not very supportive because that action using these obliques to keep you lifted, using your other obliques to turn your shoulders, using your back muscles to lengthen up, up, up. Yeah, so it's a much more strengthening if you don't. So let's try the other side. Okay, feet together. This is torture by standing poses today, isn't it? Ha. Squeeze your glutes, draw your belly in and up. Feel your footprints. I always think of Bilbo Baggins. Feel your feet, right? Big, wide, hairy hobbit feet. Then step your feet wide. Turn your left toes out, turn your right toes in. So you really have an internal rotation in your back leg, which helps you rotate your hips a little bit to the left. And then if you wish, if you're working with your hands on your collarbone area, chest area, great. If you don't like that, no problem. Bend your left knee, look at your left knee and see if your knee can move over towards your left baby toe. Then keep that knee bend, your knee right over your ankle. It's such a stable position. Press down through your left heel. Now, lift your torso straight up to the sky and look right and turn your torso, your chest to the right to parallel your collarbone to the long edge of your mat. Yes. Then if reaching your arms up is in your practice, great, but you can have your arms at a different position. They don't need to be by your ears. Do spiral your pinkies and elbows forward to make space in your shoulder joints and draw your belly in and up as you sink into your left knee. Then pull your left hip underneath you, tick-tock your pelvis to the right, and lift and up and over, looking up towards your fingers, looking down towards your left knee. See that your left ribs are directly underneath, directly above your left thigh. Then look at your right bicep and see if you can open up your right armpit to the ceiling above you, breathing and lengthening. Then choose the position for your head and neck that works for you. Pull the sticky mat to the right with your right foot, press your left heel down, hug your belly in and up, go taller, longer, breathing, taking sips of air. Yes. Really nice. That's it, Lisa. And up you come. Nice, Naomi. Very good hip alignment. That's it. Lynn, bring your arms down, hands on your hips, toe, heel, toe, heel. Nice, Carol. All right, take a break. Whew, that was a lot. So now we can do a kind of a gentle hanging forward position that can be very nice if you're dealing with, wow, we just did so much on our upper shoulders, I need a break. So what I like to do here, very simply, is take a squat kind of position, heels in, toes out, bend my knees, and then you can put one elbow on your thigh or you can hang. I often just hang, not very far over, but allow my arms and head to hang. Now, sometimes it's better just to do one at a time. You can even simply let one arm swing, your other arm fixed and stable, and then the other arm or both. For some of us, it's better if you don't drop your head. So if you're feeling a lot of stretch in your low back that doesn't feel that great, you can do what I'm doing here, which is to squeeze, draw your belly in and up, lift your chest, align the crown of your head with your tailbone in one straight line, and let your arms swing and sway in that position. You always have the option to anchor onto one leg or the other if that feels helpful to you. Swaying, gently rocking, or even allowing your knees to bend a lot and take a wide-legged draping forward fold. And for some of us, this is actually nice to lengthen your whole back line and to let go of some stretch, some tension you may have crept in that may have crept into your shoulders. Yeah, beautiful. Breathing, feeling the weight of your head hang if that's appropriate. Sometimes the weight of your head hanging is actually pulling on your back more than you want. And then slowly find your way all the way up. Beautiful. All right, shake out, roll your shoulders. Okay. Now, I'd like to do one that we did last time. No need for the block. If you find that the block is not helpful to you, you might just jettison it. The idea is for Utkatasana chair pose that we'll be doing a balance in your chair pose. And the reason I'd like to do chair right now is because we've been doing quite a bit of this today. We've been really focusing on how in camel and in standing poses and on the floor as well, that we're lengthening your lumbar muscles by squeezing your buttock muscles and pointing your tailbone. Your tailbone already curls forward, but we're really trying to dig your tailbone even further forward to make space in your low back. For chair pose, it's particularly important to maintain space like that. So what I'd invite you to do is put your hands on your hips and squeeze your block. Walk your feet to a parallel position so that when you bend your knees go right over your toes. Uh-huh. All right. Now, if there's any discomfort by using the block, get rid of the block. Then we take your arms behind you, which tends to make us jut our tailbones out backwards. Instead, when your arms and shoulders go behind you, it's really your shoulder heads are the prime movers here. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, move your shoulder heads back. Your arms then flow back as like a superhero cape. Squeeze your buttocks, tuck your tailbone forward, lift your chest, and bump your hips back to bend your knees. Look down, see if you can see as much of the tops of your feet as possible. Hold your hips at that height, and then scoop your belly back, round your back, cat pose. Sink your hips a little lower. Your upper body will curl forward here. Keep your hips that low, and then put one or both hands on your thighs to keep your hips there, but lift your chest almost to vertical. Yes, and bring your arms back into airplane mode. Scoop your belly back, curl your spine, cat pose, sink your hips a little lower, try to lift your toes, pull your knees back. Then hands on thighs, lift your chest and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Now bring the weight into the balls of your feet, gaze down your nose and see if you can start to lift your heels up any amount. Hug your belly in and up. Lift your chest a little more. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. More, more, more. Bring your shoulder heads back. Breathing, gazing at a fixed point. Heels might lift or might not. Don't worry if they don't. Remember breathing, little sips of air. Ground your heels and sweep your arms all the way forward and all the way up. Baby back bend, little bit of a back bend. Squeeze your buttock muscles. Press your tailbone forward. Lift through the front of your body. And then rainbow, slow rainbow your arms all the way. Ooh. And then roll out your shoulders. Yeah, nicely done. Shake out your hands. All right. How did that go in terms of low back pain? Knee pain? Yeah. Yeah, we are. Yeah. And the balancing when and if you can lift your heels, and don't worry if it doesn't work to lift your heels, but working in the direction of balancing up on your tippy toes is a really nice way of integrating the muscle action and awareness right up into your upper body as well. So it's not just about your feet. It's about grounding into the floor, and then all that muscle action ramifies up into your upper body. Great. Yeah, yeah, great question. Great comment there. Yeah, so when your heels are up, all bets are off, right? I mean, everything goes to so what I like to do when that feels like I don't really have a handle on what my pelvis is able to do anymore, I'll put my heels back down, re-engage, try to keep that and lift my heels without moving my hips. So you can take a step back, take a step forward, take a step back, take a step forward. So you give yourself the sort of sandbox sensation of what is this? How is this working? What if I start again? What if I do the pelvis? Now bring my arms. Oops, I lost it. Okay, come back, right? Mm-mm-mm-mm. It's like Charlie Chaplin. He drops his hat, he kicks it, he's trying to pick it up. Okay. So great, right? All right. For balance, let's take a strap. Now, what I love about this balance is that you can do it with two arms or one arm or no holding of your foot at all. But what I like to do is make my strap loop as long as my right arm from the webbing of your thumb and index to your armpit. And then you can use this as a way to balance in Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Yes, Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Oh, 100%. I'm your friend. When it comes to not knowing Sanskrit, I'm your woman. I really am. Now, using the wall for balance, I like to use the wall behind me instead of to the side, but you can choose how to do this the way you like. The idea will be that your feet are not right against the baseboard, but there's a little space so that, there you go, Carol, good. And so that you can lean your hips and buttocks against the wall. You might find that your shoulders are against the wall too, but don't worry if they're not. Eventually, you may lift up away from the wall. So that's why we want some space so that if you want to try to balance without the wall, you can come up and away. So, Anne, you might just come right over to that wall there. Yeah, yeah. Okay. But of course, you can't see me, so we can do yeah. All right. So we bring your legs and feet together. Oops, we okay? Oh, you're fine. Yeah. No, it's just the door making its door noises. You're good. Yeah. It's not going to go anywhere. It's anchored in. The idea is to put the strap around your right foot and using your left or right hand, doesn't matter. You bring your strap up using your hand, right? So you can use the opposite hand, you can use the same hand. But the idea is that the hand you're using has your elbow bent so that you're using your bicep of your arm to hold the sole of your right foot in a lifted position. Okay. So take your time, settle it down. You can always scooch a little further from the wall or be closer to the wall. And what we want is both elbows to pull back to the wall as you lift up tall. Yes. Now, if you feel like your right leg has to come into the midline a little bit, that's okay. Eventually, we're looking to bring your right knee in front of your right hip slightly higher. Now, from here, pull your strap back to the wall beside your torso and kick your leg forward. Don't worry if your knee doesn't straighten all the way. Squeeze your inner thighs and then use the wall to stand up tall. If you wish to push the wall with your elbow, your hand, you may start to come up and away from the wall. Finally, for some, one arm lifted, whichever arm is not holding the strap, might feel like a good option. Breathing here, growing tall, lengthen through your standing leg, though there may be a little bit of a bend there. Gazing at a fixed focal point. Yep. Nice. Very good. And slowly come on down. A little tricky. Yeah. Yeah. So building it slowly is great, but not forcing it, Lori. Good. Second side. Now, before you balance on your second foot, I think we're balancing on our right foot now. Is that correct? So, well, before you balance on your right foot, really ground into the sole of your foot. Okay, before you balance on your right foot, become aware. Again, Bilbo Baggins' foot, very deeply grounding into your right foot awareness. Then the strap goes around your left foot and use whichever arm feels comfortable for you and grow tall. I love to turn my wrist upward, so that makes me feel like I'm really easily using my bicep instead of my shoulder to lift my leg. Yeah. Yeah, I'm using the opposite. For some, same is better, opposite is fine. Both work. If you're using the same arm as leg, your elbow comes outside your hips and your arm is outside your leg. Opposite, it's obviously inside. Now, kick your foot, but pull your strap. So it's not just a leg kick, it's a strap pull. And don't worry if your knee doesn't straighten all the way. That's not the point. Lift up out of your standing leg, squeeze your standing leg glutes, gaze at a fixed focal point, and if you wish to reach your other arm up, great. You can always put your thumb on the wall. I love that. It's like um, that nursery rhyme about stuck in his thumb and pulled out a plum. Stick your thumb into the plum as you grow tall. Draw your belly in and up. Maybe you kick your legs straight. Maybe you don't. Yeah, nice balancing. And when you're ready, come on down. Nice, excellent. All right, there you go, Ann. All right, nice. There you go, Tara. Very good. All right, now, sorry for bad news. We have another balancing pose to do. This is a torture by standing in balancing poses day. The idea is that you turn to face your right. Your right shoulder will be against the wall, not touching, but quite close. Then move any props out of the way so you can stand on either mat or wood, doesn't matter. But we just don't want half half. So if you have one foot on mat, one foot on wood, shift it so that you can have 2 feet on the same surface with your right shoulder facing the wall. I'll demo it real quick and then we'll we'll turn. Yeah. The idea is this: you lift your right leg up and you bring your hands to the wall to your left. Then you reach your right arm out and you can hold your leg with your left hand to help you, but it's actually a very good strengthener for your hip flexors if you want to try it without holding your right leg. The idea is that you lift your leg that's closest to the wall, you grow tall, and walk your hands and shoulders to parallel the wall to your right, and then maybe reach your right arm out. Or squeeze your shoulder blades together to turn your chest to the wall, gazing to the right. Okay. So, yeah, so let's find our way. Right leg lifted. That's it, Sherry. Now, using the wall, if you're really far from the wall, it's harder to use the wall to help you. So you might come a little closer to the wall. If you wish to grab your right leg with your left hand, that's not cheating, but it's a little easier. And turn your chest to the right as you bring your belly button to the left. Turn your gaze to the right, even reach your right arm straight out behind you. Nice, Lisa. That's it, Karen. Yes, Laura B, really good. Open your chest. If you want to float your right hand away from the wall, you can, or your left hand, whichever side you're on, but you don't have to. Nice, Shelly. Yeah, there you go, Laura W. Yes, Tara, good. Beautiful, Carolyn. Wow, not holding your leg. Nice, Boyd. If it's too easy for you, you can kick your right leg straight. Nice. That's it, Jessica. Grow taller. Draw your right shoulder blade down your back. Nice. There you go, Michael. Beautiful, John. You got it. That's it, Carol. One more breath. Lift higher. Nice, Joanne. And come on down, take a break. Nice. All right. Now, for a break, what I like to do is put my bum against the wall, walk my feet a nice, comfy distance out, like 8, 10 inches, and then gently with a flat back, keep my bum against the wall and lean forward. For some, it's going to be nice to let your upper body drape down. And once you're here, you might say, yeah, but I need my feet closer to the wall. Having your buttocks on the wall and your knees not necessarily straight. In fact, mine are bent because it's so much better. You might alternately bend one knee at a time and let your buttocks slide from side to side. So it's a little bit of a different forward fold because you're bending and straightening your knees in turn. And a flat back version is also totally fine, Lynn. Yeah, exactly. You might even do the bend your knees flat back on the wall and do a wall sit. Yeah, for some of us doing that, all that forward folding is not lovely. So you might do what I'm doing here, which is the wall sit, where you bend your knees, flatten your back, bring your shoulders back, and try to hug your belly button back too to flatten your lumbar spine. Nice. So feeling if when you come up from your forward fold, you can meet me here. I'm a huge fan of wall sits. They're so good for strengthening your quads. And they're also a place where you can do that same posterior tilt, but voila, oh my goodness, you can feel the wall behind your back, which for lumbar curving people, it can be, oh, nice, firm, cool paint on my back, right? And then slowly push your legs to come on up. Very strengthening for your knees and good to do it slowly down and up, Lori. Of course, you probably did this in PT and yeah, so that you're strengthening through the whole range of motion of your knee flexion to the appropriate degree. All right, great. All right, come on out. Take a break. Nice. Oh, other side. Voila. Left shoulder to the wall. Kick your left knee up. Stand tall. Maybe hold your left thigh with your right hand or not. And then turn your chest to the left, stretching your outer left hip a little bit. Maybe you place your right hand on the wall and stretch your left arm open, twisting left. Grow tall through your right leg. Notice if a little bit of a knee bend in your right leg feels helpful. Yes, that's it, Karin. Gorgeous twist. Yes, that's it, Lisa. Nice. Gazing over your hand. Beautiful, Laura B. That's it, Ann. Twist a little more to your right. Yeah, and maybe even put your left hand on your thigh here to lift your knee up and keep your hips turning to Mass Ave as you twist open with your upper body. Good. That's it, Carolyn. Beautiful. If you want to straighten your left leg, you can. If you think that's crazy, no, thank you. Of course, you don't need to. Yeah, that's it. And you want to twist to the wall behind you. So bring your hands opposite way, Joanne. So twist behind you that way. All the way. Oop, not that way. All the way around the other way. That's it. Yes. So your left knee's lifted. You got it. And then you twist. Oh, exactly. Gorgeous. Keeping your hips square. That's it. A little bit more up and forward so you're not leaning back. Yes, yes, yes. Sternum lifts. Gorgeous. Nice, Carol. Love it. Yeah, that's it, John. Shoulder blades down your back. Lengthen through your right side. Left shoulder blade. There you go. Feel that a little differently? There you go. Gorgeous. Yes. A little more left shoulder blade down. Nice. That's it. Leaning forward just a titch. Good. And when you're ready, nice. There you go, Sherry. Good. Out you come. Take a break. Shake, shake, shake. All right. Really, really nice. Now, if you are finding that the bolster is going to be too high when we lie down under on your back, you might instead take a blanket. I'll just show you this here right now and make a strudel fold. What it looks like is this blanket folded along the same line as the fringes to give you a thick but narrow wedge. If you want two of these, it's about the same height as a bolster. If you're okay with a bolster, here's the idea. Oh, ah, heaven, lying down. If you know that when your hips are up like this, it's not great, place either one flat blanket or even an open blanket and have your props by you, two blocks strapped, and we'll start in a Garudasana position, which means you cross your thigh bones with your feet flexed. So Garudasana, eagle pose on your back. That's exactly right. Thank you. Exactly, Jessica. So right thigh, you will be when you're down and your hips are elevated or not, according to what your body needs. Then you cross your right leg over your left, like you're sitting on a stool at a cocktail bar, like I do all the time. Ha ha. Not. But anyway, being a lightweight aside, cross your right thigh over your left and squeeze your inner thighs together so tightly that you feel your leg muscles really working and not, of course, into sharp joint pain. And you can always kick your heels up a bit for your knees to be at a more of a 90-degree angle. You can hold the backs of your thighs. And if you feel comfortable bringing your heels downward for a sharper knee bend, you can even reach for your shins or ankles. And the first movement is to slowly move your knees closer to your chest. That might cause a bit of a hip stretch while you pull your feet. Left foot goes to the right, right foot goes to the left. Only within the context of joints that are comfortable. We don't force any of this. So this is a rocking Garudasana, rocking eagle, where your pelvis and your sacrum rock forward and back. The posterior tilt we've been doing all morning. The anterior tilt is meant to be supported by the blanket or bolster, so it's not too extreme. And what we're doing is bending and straightening your spine, your low back, stretching your hip joints, hopefully within a range of motion that feels manageable. And you can always reach for both legs and just stay hugging your legs in close and pulling your left foot to the right and your right foot to the left. That stretches your deep rotators in your hips. One or two more breaths here. As you wish, you can always unfurl your legs. Remember that thing called breathing. Slowly unwind your legs and reach your legs up to the sky like kelp coming up from the forest or the ocean floor. Circle your ankles. Rotate your knees. Rotate your thighs. You might have some snap, crackle, and pop happening. That's all to the good. Go the other way with your circles. Try to spread your toes as much as you can. Notice if you're tensing your neck. Take a deep breath in. Flex both feet strongly and now cross your left thigh any amount over your right thigh for your eagle pose on the other side. As you reach for your lower legs or upper legs, depending on where it feels comfortable to hold or not hold, you might then again start to pull your knees into your chest and then push them away so that you're rocking front to back on your pelvis and your low back. You can always stay in stillness in a version, bless you, that works for you. And each side is usually quite different. So you might not find that you can grab your ankles in the same way or that your feet can move sideways in the same way. No need to force the position. As much as you can keep squeezing your inner thighs together tightly, this is an active stretch, active legs, not passive. So you're really squeezing your buttock muscles, squeezing your inner thighs, pressing your legs together. And when you feel like you've done enough on this side, which might come a little sooner because we did work on the first side a bit, then untangle your legs. Now we grab your strap. And of course, I have no idea where my strap is. Does anybody else know where their strap is? I will come around and help you find it. Anybody says, here's yours, Boyd. There you go. Okay. Taking the strap around both of your feet. Great. Now you can use the loop or the straight strap. It's kind of helpful to have the loop. So then you can do it with two arms or one arm. There you go. And then the strap goes around the soles of both of your feet. Reach your legs up to the sky. In this position with your feet your favorite distance apart. For some people, it's actually kind of good. I can help you make that longer. Oh, you got it. There you go. Let's see if that's going to hold. Oh, yeah, this is perfect. You got it. So now with your feet inside your strap loop, see if you prefer your feet hips distance pressing into the edges of your loop, or if you prefer your feet right together, pulling the strap down. But either way, we're looking for you to really notice the alignment of your legs and feet. And probably what I would do here, Joanne, is hold this end with both hands or one so that you can bring your legs closer together. Yeah, that's it. There you go. Now you pull down on the strap even as your feet push out into it. So you have kind of a mutual engagement there. Very good. Now notice if you need your knees to bend any amount so that the soles of your feet go right up over your hips. And now gently, without aggression, pull your legs in towards your chest, trying to straighten your knees as you do so. Don't worry if they're a little bit bent, but the endeavor is eventually you kick through your sharp heels so strongly and pull your toes down so strongly in full flexion that you lengthen your calves as well as your hamstrings. You can always shimmy the strap to the balls of your feet so that you can really stretch your calves more. And that's easier said than done, I realize. But as you pull your strap down, you push your heels up and pull your thighs towards your nose. Again, your knees will not necessarily be straight, and you can do one at a time, of course. You can always take one leg out, but doing a double leg one means you're working differently through your hips and your back. And this you're trying to keep your pelvis flat on the blankets or the bolster. Good question. Fabulous $64,000 question is that when you bring your legs closer to your nose, you try to keep your tailbone grounded. Thank you, Jessica. That's really the main. It's much harder. It's much harder. Now take your right leg out of the loop and stretch your right leg long. Maybe your right heel touches the floor. Maybe you hover your right leg, whichever one feels better to you. If your right knee can work in this direction of straightening more, great. But if your leg needs to be a little bent, great. Drawing one leg in, notice if it feels more manageable. Now, what I love to do is to take the strap on my lifted foot and hook my other thumb in my hip crease of my lifted leg. So you push the top of your lifted leg thigh away from your head. And you can do it in your brain too. You don't actually need to push your leg, but move your lifted leg buttock bone away from your head. Lengthen the side of your body. That is the side where your leg is lifted. Yeah, because we typically, when we bring your lifted leg into your chest, we tend to curl over to that side a little bit. Instead, we need to lengthen that side of your body. Now bring both feet back up into your strap and switch sides. Supta Padangusthasana. Yeah, for sure. Good question. So for some people, you'll hover it and it won't feel good to ground it. For others, it feels way better to ground your lengthening leg down and put your heel down. And if it feels better to do so, you need your lengthened long, low leg might be bent, and that's okay. And now we try to move your lifted leg buttock to the foot of your mat. You can hook your thumb in the top of your lifted leg thigh and push the top of your femur away from your nose or move it using your brain. Yeah, it is actually really good to be able to do that. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Nicely done, Cara. Nice adaptation. Yeah, beautiful. All right. Take your time to get evened out. And then slowly release and bring your knees into your chest and rock side to side. We'll be ending in Shavasana now. If you wish, you can take Viparita Karani with your hips up on your height and simply reach your legs up to the ceiling, resting here. It can be kind of nice to end with a gentle inversion where your legs are floating up. You can certainly turn around and bring your legs up the wall with or without height under your hips. And also scooch back and bend your knees and rest. I love to turn the bolster up on its side. Our bolsters are ladyfinger shaped. So if you put your ladyfinger bolster up on its sharp little edge, you might drape the backs of your knees over the edge, and that can be nice for hips and back for your hips and back. And also make sure you have enough warmth that you maybe, if you need an extra blanket, don't hesitate, raise your hand, I'll bring you one and put it right over you. Finding your way into your Shavasana. If there's a pose or stretch that you need to do before you go into Shavasana, please take it. The slow way is the fast way. No time to rush. Let yourself settle in a relaxed way. And as you settle, feel the surfaces below your body and soak into them. Melt your body down. Let go. All the stuff you need to deal with later will be waiting for you momentarily. For the moment, let that wait. Everything that happened before, everything that's happening later, let it go. Just this breath, breath by breath. your deep relaxation. And now very gently begin to deepen your breathing. You may choose to stay resting where you are. There's no rush. You can stay there as long as you need. And if you're ready to find your way to a seat, start to make any movements that feel really easy and natural to you, your favorite movements. Leave out any ones that you think you should do but you hate. Just do the ones that you like. As you roll to your side, you might rest there for a breath or two, giving your body a chance to re-equilibrate. Eventually find your way up to a seated position of any stripe. Most important in your seat is that you have full comfort in your joints. So you might sit up on a bolster or a block. You might stretch one leg out so your hips and knees can be more comfortable. Any way that you choose to sit, as long as it allows you to sit upright without strain, stress, is great. If you're amenable, you might bring your hands onto your thighs or knees, resting your arms. Let your shoulders soften away from your ears. Lift your chest, your sternum high. Let your shoulder blades soften down your back. And then, with your eyes either softly gazing down your nose or closed, let your eyeballs themselves rest in your sockets, like little baby owls in the tree. Smooth your brow. Take a full deep breath in and a deep breath out. Ah, two more like that. A nice big full lengthening breath and let something go. Ah, one more time for traction. Lengthen your spine and let go. Take a moment to observe the quality of your mind, the quality of your breath and your heart, and sensation throughout your body. My favorite translation of Namaste is the light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you for coming. So nice to have you all here. Yeah, thank you. All right. I will be heading out to Missoula this afternoon to see my grandbabies, and I will be there until the 14th. Next Wednesday and Friday, Milton, thank you, Milton, will be projecting the Zoom screen up onto the wall here. And so if you wish to come to the center next Wednesday or Friday to practice with your friends, with the props, be in this space, you're most welcome. And of course, you'll be able to adjust the heat according to how you wish. So please do feel free to join us there. I will be in contact with you through the screen, which I know is not the same. Monday's class will be subbed by Juin Cohen. Monday is the gentle class. If you're a gentle class attendee, that will be subbed by Juin Cohen. I will be teaching two more classes in person. After the Zoom classes, I'll be teaching the following Monday, which is the 15th, and the Wednesday, which is the 17th. On the 18th, I get a new hip. So I will be out for about a month. I'm hoping to be back by, I think it's the Monday, the 26th of January, and that's my goal, but it could be maybe the 19th. We'll see. Juin will be subbing for me for the rest of December, with the exception of Liz Owen, who will be subbing on the 19th. Liz Owen will be teaching this class, this Friday class on December 19th. And then Juin will be doing the rest of December. And then Liz is subbing for me a couple times in January. And I'll be putting that. I did send out a schedule email. If you didn't receive it, see me after class so I can make sure to send that to you. And if you don't see it, you can also check my website. I put it on under yoga. It's Anne's teaching schedule for December. So you can find it on my website. So see me after class if you neither have been to my website nor have gotten an email. You did get an email? I'll see me and I will write your, yeah, exactly. Because then I'll write your name down there, Naomi. Yep. Thank you. You're right. I was here after class, but I'll meet you out there and I'll make sure to put your name down on my list. Okay. Um, Under certain circumstances, yes, and certain things I can't do. Mostly yoga I can do. It doesn't affect my yoga life, but it affects everything else. It's crazy. Yeah. Thank you, Jane. All right. Thank you, Peggy. Good to see you.
Good.
Thank you,
So, Anne,
Susanna. Hey,
will
Debbie.
we be able to see the screen from here?
Yeah, so I will be in Missoula, Montana, doing my normal thing there. So
Right.
you'll just see me in Missoula
Oh,
and you'll
okay.
see me on your computer as
Great.
opposed to trying to look at it on the wall, which would
And
be
that,
weird. Yeah, it'll be normal. For those of you who come online, it won't, the background will be different, but that's the only thing that'll be different next
and that'll
week.
be Wednesday and Friday next week.
Correct.
Have a great
Exactly.
time.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank
Safe
you.
travels.
Have a
Thank you.
wonderful trip. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Anne.
My pleasure.
And have a
Thank
great
you.
time.
Thank you, Vicky. Yeah, I can't wait to see those babies.
Oh,
Mind
good.
you,
Yeah.
they're snot runulate boys, so I'm gonna have to try not to get sick before my surgery, but that's
Aye.
fine.
Do the hula hoop thing. You can't pretend you have a hula hoop around you and they can't come in the hula hoop.
That, yeah, sure.
It's
And
I
I'll
would
be in, and I will be in Chicago next week, but we'll touch base before your surgery.
sounds good. That would be
Okay.
great, Vicky. All right, have a good trip.
Just
Thank
remember
you.
how well I did after my second one.
Yes. Yeah, you are a champ.
Good.
All right. I'm inspired. Oh, Alan, you have your puppy. Oh, she is the cutest. Was she with you during your class today?
On and off.
Oh, she's just so
She
cute. I
she
forget,
brings
is she a Labradoodle?
she is a Cavapoo, King Charles Cavalier and Poodle
Oh,
mix.
so sweet. She is, oh, hello,
She
puppy.
she brings me toys during the class because I'm down on the floor at her level. I do
Oh,
the
that's,
I do the class in the den, which is where, where we usually play.
oh, that's awesome, Alan.
So now she's in my lap.
Oh, you made my day. She's so cute. What a beautiful dog.
She
Oh,
she's a lot of fun. We were in LA for 2 weeks with my son, and we flew back. We left at 6 a.m. yesterday
oh my goodness.
to get home for a choir practice last night. So,
Okay.
and I actually went to Chicago for a few days from there, and then flew back. So my body's still trying to figure out where the hell it is. So,
Oh my gosh, I can imagine. Must have been, was it cold in Chicago?
yeah, not as cold as today. It snowed the day that I went there. The flights were all screwed up. I mean,
Oh no. Oh my gosh.
so I ended up getting in at around midnight, I think, and didn't
Oh,
didn't
brutal.
ac- didn't actually get to my hotel until 2 a.m., I think.
Oh, Alan, blah. Oh my goodness.
But
Well, I hope you can have a soft re-entry back
I,
here.
I survived. We're doing a quiet Christmas holiday, I think. So
Oh, nice. Good. Well, I hope you enjoyed time with your son.
thank you.
Yeah,
I did.
that's
And
good.
you enjoy your time with your grandkid.
Thank you. Thank you, Alan. Well, be
Safe
well, and it's good to see you.
safe travels and best of luck
Thank
with
you.
your surgery. Take care.
Thank you, Alan. Okay. Bye-bye.